1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I wash. I aura of. Okay, this one. Who creates money to pay the interest? 上一节提到一个这么一个问题，这是一个好问题，就是说这个他们交的这个利息的这个钱是哪儿产生的？ One of the most perplexing questions associated with the process is, where does the money come from to pay the interest? Perplexing, 困惑。You borrow 10,000 from bank at 9%, 这样你就欠了这么多钱。But the bank only manufactures manu manu manufacture, okay, of the loan. It would seem, therefore, that there's no way that you can possibly pay off your indebtedness. 但是你的这个 the amount of money put into circulation just isn't enough to cover the total debt, including interest. This has led some of the conclusion that it's necessary for you to borrow. It is necessary for you to borrow 900 for the interest, and that invariably leads to still more interest. The assumption is that the money we borrow, the more we have to borrow, and the debt based on fiat money is never ending. Spiral leading in exora, inevitable, inexorable for to more and more debt. This is a partial truth. It is true that there's not enough money created to include the interest, but it is fallacy. 谬论 fallacy. It's a fallacy that the only way to pay it back is to borrow still more. The assumption fails to take into account the exchange value of labor. Let's assume that 这个假设失败在于 take into account exchange value 计算了劳动的let us assume that you pay back at the rate of per month and that's about 80 of that represents interest. You realize you are hard pressed to make your payment, so you decide to take on a part-time job. The bank, on the other hand, is now making profit each month on your loan. Since this amount is classified as interest, it is not extinguished as the larger portion which is returned. And so this remains as spendable money in the account of the bank. The decision then is to have the bank's floors waxed once a week or response to the ad in paper. Continue. 帮我翻译成中文，并注明翻译细节。这个小说未能考虑到 this does take into account 5小时每月3美金偿还北京，其中80人意识到之外。Your response to the A in paper and promise to do the job. The results that you earn the money to pay the interest on your loan. And this is the point. The money you receive is the same money which you previously had paid, as long as you perform labor for the bank each month. The same dollars go into the bank as interest, then out of resolving dollars you waged, and then back into the bank as loan payment. 结果就是你赚取用于支付贷款利息的钱，银行利息系统中劳动和回旋关系。意思就是说，劳动来支付银行的利息。 而不是银行直接印利息的钱，是吗？真实的财富应该来自于劳动的价值。It's not necessary that you work directly for the bank, no matter where you earn the money. Its origin was a bank, and its ultimate destination is a bank. The loop through which it travels can be large or small, but the fact remains all interest is paid eventually by human effort. And the significance of that fact is even more startling than the assumption that not enough money is created to pay back the interest. It is that the total of these human efforts ultimately is for the benefit of those who create fiat money. It is a form of modern serfdom in which the great mass of society workers are indentured servants to a ruling class of financial nobility. 知道了。利息不是印出来的，利息是通过工作来那个什么。in which the great mass of society workers are indentured servants. Nobility. Okay. Understanding the illusion. That's really no need to know about the operation of the banking cartel under the protection of the Federal Reserve. But it would be a shame to stop here without taking a look at the actual cogs, mirrors, and pulleys that make the magical mechanism work. It is truly fascinating engine of mystery and deception. Let's therefore turn our attention to the actual process by which the magicians create the illusion of modern money. First, we shall stand back for a general view to see the overall action. Then, we shall move in closer and examine each component in detail. The man-drunk mechanism of overview. That's man-drunk. Man drank. 复杂的经济运作机制。Okay. The end function of the machine is to convert debt into money. 把借款 convert. It's just that simple. First, the Fed takes all government bonds, which the public does not buy, and the check to Congress. Write a check to Congress in exchange for them. It acquires other debts obligation as well, but government bonds comprise most of its inventory. There is no money to back up the check. These Fed dollars are created on spot for that purpose by calling those bonds reserves. The Fed then uses them as the base for create 9 additional dollars for every dollar created for the bonds themselves. The money created for the bonds is spent by the government, whereas the money created on top of those bonds is the source for all bank loans made to the nation's businesses and individuals. The result of this process is the same as creating money on a printing press, but the illusion is based on a counting trick rather than printing trick. The bottom line is that the Congress and the banking cartel have entered into a partnership in which the cartel has the privilege of collecting interest on money, which is creates out of nothing a perpetual overall perpetual 永续债 perpetual overrides on every market dollars that exists in the world. Congress, on the other hand, has access to unlimited funding without having to tell the voters their taxes are being raised through the process of inflation. If you understand this branch, you understand the Federal Reserve system. The entire function of this machine is convert debt into money. First, the Fed takes all government bonds with private person back and writes a check to Congress in exchange for them. There is no money to back up this check. These fiat dollars are created on the spot of that purpose. On the spot, by calling those bonds reserve 美国政府需要钱，美国政府需要100块，那么美国政府发行100块的债券，美国政府发行100美元的债券，然后银行美联储直接印100块给政府，然后银行说这些债券作为本金，作为准备金。Fed then uses them as the base for creating $9 additional for every dollar created for the bonds themselves. 以此为基础，每创造1美元的货币债券，就额外创造9美元的货币，这就是部分准备金制度。The money created for the bonds spent by the government. 这100美元是被政府花了。Whereas the money created on top of those bonds, 这900美金 is the source of all bank loans. Made to the nation's business area. Is the source of all bank loans. 切回来 made to the result of this process is the same as creating money on printing press. But the illusion is based on a counting trick rather than a printing trick. The bottom line is that Congress and the banking cartel have entered into a partnership in which the cartel has the privilege of collecting interest on money which is created as nothing. A perpetual override. A perpetual override on every American dollar that exists in the world. 就这么简单。首先提证规，并以支票形式以购这些支票背后没有意义，支持的。 政府需要资金发行政府债券，当公众不愿意购买这些债券时，美联储用凭空创造的支票购买这些债券，这些债券成为银行的储备资产。每一个储备银行可以创造额外的$9，这次的分级储备最终创造出原始基金10倍的货币，两种不同的货币流向。第一，创造出的货币流向政府支出；第二，额外货币成为银行储备。另外题材没有实际价值支持。永久的利息负担，系统性的剥削影响每个美元。这个只是表面上看是货币创造，实际上是债务创造。通过复杂的会计手段掩盖其本质，形成了政府和银行的利益同盟。Money. Now, for a more detailed view, there are three general ways in which the Federal Reserve creates fiat money out of debt. One is making loans to the member banks through what is called the discount window. The second is by purchasing charity bonds and other certificates of debts through what is called the open market committee. Third is changing the so-called reserve ratio that member banks are required to hold. Each model is merely a different path to the same object: spendable money. 公开市场委员会 （Open Market Committee） 购买国债或其他。好，开始讲贴现窗口。This discount window is merely bank's language for the loan window. When banks run short of money, the Federal Reserve stands ready as banker's bank to lend it. There are many reasons for them to need loans, since they hold reserves of only about 1 or 2% of the deposits involved cash, and 8 or 9% in securities. The aversion margin is extremely thin. It is common for them to experience temporary negative balances caused by unusual customer demand for cash or unusual large clusters of checks or clearing through other banks at the same time. Sometimes they make bad loans, and when these former assets are removed from their books, their reserves are also decreased and may, in fact, become negative. Finally, there is this profit motive. When banks borrow from the Federal Reserve at one interest rate and lend it at a higher rate, this is an obvious advantage. But that's merely the beginning. When a bank borrows a dollar from the Fed, it becomes a $1 reserve. Since the banks are required to keep reserves of only about 10%, they actually can load up to $9 for each dollar borrowed. Let's take a look at the math. Assume the bank receives 1 million from the Federal rate of pay. The total annual cost, therefore, is $80,000. The bank treats the loan as a cash deficit, which means it becomes the basis for manufacturing an additional 9 million to be lent to its customers. If we assume that they lend them at each the gross return to be subtract from this bank's cost of plus and process share with overhead, and we have a net return about in return. In other words, the bank borrows a million and can almost double in 1 year. That's leverage. But don't forget the source of that leverage, the manufacture of another 9 million, which is added to the这个贴现是什么意思呢？银行获得了100万，那么年度总成本为对80倍。银行将这笔贷款视为现金存款。银行借了100万，它为现金存款，再额外知道$900借贷给客户。OK，银行借了100万，然后印出来900万，然后呢？ 年度总称为为80。那就是给给美联储每年还80。好的，假设银行以11%代理，那么其总收入为990，990可以。银行额外制造出了900万，然后把这900万全部贷出去那么这样，从中扣除成本以及运营后开支，银行净利润大概为900K。我天！Let's take a look at that. Assume the bank received 1 million from the Federal Reserve. The total annual cost, therefore, is the bank treats them as a cash deposit, which means it becomes the basis of manufacturing and that's not 1 million to be lent to its customers. It would seem that it lends the money and the gross return would be果然是 gross subtract from this best cost 减去 plus appropriate shares of its overhead. Appropriate shares. Net return. 哦，这点就很清晰了，这个就很清晰了，这个很清晰了啊。这里边讲了第一个 discount window，第二个 open market operation，第三个可以看一下第二个公开市场为 The most important method used by the Federal Reserve for the creating of fiat money is the purchase and sale of securities on the open market. But before jumping into this, a word of warning. Don't expect what follows to make any sense. Just be prepared to know that this is how they do it. The trick lies in the use of words and phrases which have technical meanings quite different from what they imply to the average citizens. So keep your eyes on the words. They are not meant to explain, but to deceive. In spite of first appearance, the process is not complicated, it's just absurd. 没有逻辑，只需要知道这。 因此一定要注意这些用词，它们的目的不是解释误导，但实际上并不复杂，只是荒谬至极。The most important method used by the Federal Reserve for creating the fiat money is the purpose. Is the purchase and sale of securities on the market. 买和卖 purchase and sale of securities. Before jumping into the word of warning. Don't accept what follows make any sense. Just be prepared to know this. Know that this is how they do it. The trick lies in the use of the words and phrases, which are technical means quite different from what they imply to the average citizens. So keep your eyes on the words. They're not meant to explain, but to deceive. Spell the investors first appearing, the process is not complete. This is just absurd. Which is a detailed view. Mm. 第一个叫什么 Government debt, securities assets, Federal Reserve check, government deposits, government checks, commercial bank deposits, bank reserves, excess reserves, bank loans, bank fed money, total hard money, hidden tax, booms bust and reserve ratios, nation debts and necessary national debts not necessary for inflation. Mm. 哇，这个很，明天我们读一下这个吧。明天我们读一下这个吧。现在我们读到204，1955。哇，这下知道了，它的这个做法究竟是什么了？Understanding the illusion。好，我们 review 一下 rapid today。这个幻觉是什么呢？就是这段说的。国会101美元 bonds 债券，然后美联储印1美元加9美元。9美元不是美联储印的， 而是通过 discount window，discount window 叫什么？贴现窗口是吧？贴现窗口的银行印的贴现窗口。什么是贴现窗口？银行从美联储借款$1，自己发行$9，往外借贷。印，这是印，这就是贴现窗口。OK。I think that's all for today。明天我们把这个公开市场的操作，看一下公开市场操作叫什么。公开市场操作，买卖债券。OK。I think that's all for today. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.